Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, Independent Stamping Up Demonstrator. Today I have a fun easel card for you using the By the Dock bundle. And this bundle, By the Dock, has the stamp set and the dies to cut out all these great images here. It is going to carry over to the new catalog, but it won't be at a bundled 10% off price. So if you want to grab it before the catalog runs out, you get it at a 10%. But if it's on your wish list, it'll be there for another year. So excited about that. So we're going to be using that on this card, and it is an easel card. So an easel card is so simple. Like when you're like in the mood for making something a little bit different, just go to an easel card. It's so easy. Aha. So we're going to be using the Seaside Spray, not soft what? Soft Seafoam's green. That is Seaside Spray, and that's going to be our card base. So our card base, because I'm using the largest stitched rectangle on here, I always cut down my width of my card to just down 1/8 of an inch. So this is not 4 1/4, but it's 4 1/8. So 4 1/8 by 11. And since this is an 11-inch piece of your cardstock, like the longer side of your cardstock, you're going to score it at 5 1/2. So it'll be in half, but you're also going to go half of 5 1/2, which is 2 3/4. So if you put your 11-inch side up in your scoring, you're going to score it 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. So I guess it would be 2 3/4, 5 1/2. So that gives you your easel part of your card. So again, you're going to be cutting down on this card. I like to cut it down to 4 1/8 instead of 4 1/4. And then we just use the largest rectangle, and I cut out a Night of Navy and a Whisper White to go in the inside. So that way, whenever you open your easel card, these two measurements here are the same size, and it looks really great for your very pleasing to your eye, as I should say. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have that already done. So as you can see, you're just going to literally stamp your dock. I used Early Espresso. I stamped on soft suede for my dock, and for my boat I used Crumb Cake, also stamped with Early Espresso, and I die cut them. So I already have those done, but I have a little surprise for this boat here in a second. But let's just show you how to just start getting this put together here. This is going to go on the bottom part and lift up, so you don't want no adhesive underneath the top part. So let's just grab the snail, which I put right there, and I like to put it right directly on here because I know it's not going to, there we go. I won't go up higher on the paper. So that's going to be, just get a nice equal, let me push that white in there. Just get a nice equal border on the bottom and the left and the right. And again, it's hard to see when you're doing a video. Okay, my excuses, huh? So there is going to be our easel mechanism there. Now, normally, you know me, I would have cut something out of there and then used that. But if I would have cut that, I would have an opening there and you would have seen the blue there. That actually wouldn't have looked so bad though. Huh, should have done that. So we want to build up this focal panel right here. And so what I did, let's just put this side over here. So I have this rectangle. I'll have the measurements for the rectangle. All the measurements for the card will be on the description underneath the YouTube video. I'll have the measurements there, but you can also visit my blog. At the end of the description, I have a visit my blog here, and just press that link. You'll go to my blog post for this card, and you will see different tips that I have there, different pictures, different angles of the card. So this is actually going to be the size of that panel that goes on to the front of the card. But I wanted to put this granny apple green grass down there. I liked the dark of the navy and the subtleness of the Seaside Spray, so I wanted to use a bright green there. So what I did is I stamped this image from the stamp set. This has the like the ground right here, and I stamped it in Granny Apple Green, and it was just a little too subtle for me. I wanted it a little darker, so I did use Old Olive when I stamped this. And then I die cut it with the die that comes in the set. Now you can see it doesn't die cut the whole way over. So what I did is I went ahead and die cut it, and then I just took my paper snips and I just cut over to where the die stopped cutting. So there we go. And now we have that part. Now all we have to do is put this on our blue, and then we can just gauge how much green and how much blue we want. So let's just put some adhesive right along this edge here on the green, and it really doesn't matter where you put it on the blue. If you cut your blue to match that die, and then just put that in the middle, okay, and then you're just going to put your die on your Seaside Spray or Balmy Blue, whichever color you choose to do, so that you have the blue in the top and the green on the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of just some tape that doesn't, some temporary tape, what do you call that? Not permanent, temporary adhesive, removable. So you can see I've like put, oh, look here. That's a good thing I showed you. Here I have the stitching not on there, so I'm going to want to make sure that and the reason why this piece is small is I cut it, I had that scrap, but you might, you know, definitely want to use a bigger piece. So, but me, I just had it already cut in there. I said, can I get by with using that? Let's see. Do you know what, kids? I don't know. Oh yeah, because that's actually the outside. You know how it cuts the stitching on both sides, so it definitely was big enough. Okay, so there we go, and I'm just gonna run this through the Big Shot, and I'm gonna keep you entertained by saying I really, really like this set. It's adorable. So whenever you are rolling it through your Big Shot, right on those edges, especially where you may have to cut through 2 layers here, just roll it a couple times back and forth. So let's just pull this off here. Get this off here, get our green, and oh, there it went perfectly through. Take off that removable adhesive, and there we go. And if it didn't cut exactly through, very easy to get rid of that blue there because the green went through lovely. There we go. Ah, I think my light is going. I think I mentioned that last video. Let's see if we can get through this one. Got a little bit of craziness go. Oh, there we got to get those scraps. So this is going to be your focal point in the middle of your Night of Navy. And we're just going to adhere that. So here we go. Adhere that to the middle of our Night of Navy. What a nice contrast with that dark around there. Now, like I said, we're simply going to put our dock on there, and let's stamp. Oh, I'm so sorry. We just lost lighting here. I guess that big, huge light just burned out, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it. So here we go with our dock. And then look at this cute little sun here. So easy to make. Cut a circle with your stitch circle, okay? Then take any rectangle, any square 90 degrees, and put it right in the circle and cut it out. And then you can pop this cute little sun right up in that corner, and it looks like it's part of that frame. Is that cute or what? So easy. Now, when I made this card, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, we didn't put this on yet, so I didn't forget to do it. So we're going to put some little water waves. So we're going to take our Seaside Spray ink pad, and we are going to stamp some little waves of water. Yeah. There we go. And I could have put a little scratch there, but I'm not upset that that's showing there. I'm more upset that my light went out. So we are going to, I mean, how do you actually know when a light is just going to stop working? I mean, it flickered a couple videos ago, but I didn't know, you know. So we're going to pop this dock on the side. Isn't this an easy card to make? I mean, I think some of the timing when we're crafting is just getting and oh, look here, I just put this, I lined up this bird, and of course, I guess I could be crazy, and I could have stamped. I think I want to put that up a little higher. Put dimensionals on the back of it, but I think I want it a little bit higher. So let's see if I can get this off without ripping up the paper. Okay, all I'm thinking about now is how long it's going to take to get a new light bulb. Okay, because it's not something you kind of keep. You don't want this going into the sun, Cindy. Oh, I guess it could. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective. So there we go. We have our dock on there. And I liked my little crumb cake here, but on my other card that I played around with, I had red on there. So I went out of my comfort zone. Well, I just wanted to do something a little different. So I did my boat in early espresso on red. Now, Sarah said, I don't like that, Mom. And I said, well, guess what? I'm doing it anyhow. So you guys tell me if the red looks goofy, but I kind of just like that little red boat there. And the reason why I like that little red boat so much is because I wanted to add, as you notice in this card, I have Night of Navy as my sentiment with my border being the soft suede. On this one, I liked having the red on here. The red just adds so much. So I just did this one, layered it right on there, and this is using the stitched rectangle dies. Don't you just love it when you put a die around a sentiment and you're like, it was made for this one, so this fits in here perfectly. But then we want to pop up the soft suede border because you want to have some height when you're making an easel card so that when you open the card that it has something to lean against. So I'm getting a little generous here again with my dimensionals this time. And normally I like to, I'm going to actually put this on the inside. And like I said, it's the same size as the Night of Navy panel on the outside. It's the largest stitched rectangle. And again, I cut down the width of that card to 4 1/8. Okay, so there. I don't think I have that straight, but I have an ink pad open, and I'm thinking that it could possibly, alrighty. Okay, there we go. So normally I like to put my easels down lower because your message is written up there. Maybe that might be something private for the recipient and they want to display it. But on this one, I really wanted this to stand tall. So I did put my sentiment up higher on the inside of the card. So there. So if you're gonna write something awesome, like for Father's Day. Oh, I guess you have to take the backings off your dimensionals. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm literally hoping, I'm so sad that I can see on my camera that you've got shadows there. Oh, gosh. So now you just pop up, you make that card work for you. Did I put that down? No, let's pull that off here. I made it up a little too high, but that's okay. I'll just be very careful, very careful, very careful, and just pull it down a little bit. Okay, I did make a little bit of a mess, but I can get this guy off, and that's the real problem here. So let's put a few more dimensionals, and you know what? I guess you guys are finding out I don't do everything perfect. So whenever you're getting frustrated with yourself, just remember, usually it's taken a lot of tries for me to get to where I can then do the video. So I'm pulling this down as far as I can get it there. And then that's going to give you the easel part of your card. And I do like having some red and red, but why don't you guys let me know if you think the red was totally a bad idea. I don't know. I kind of like having the extra pop of color on there. So simple easel card, you just score your 11 inches at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2, and then you pop something in there. You can do this with any stamp set, any paper, and it just gives you a display, something different when somebody opens that up in their card. And so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. You can also call me or text me at 724-323-2296. So if you have, if you have any questions, just contact me. Love to chat with you or converse back on texting. So thank you so much for dealing with this shadowing issue here too. But we wanted to get this card done and show you how cool this stamp set by the Dock bundle is with all the die cuts that you can use on it. And I think you're going to enjoy it. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.